Nobody in the old money has ever once said the words old money. Think about that for a second. The people the entire internet is currently trying to imitate, the quiet blazers, the boat shoes, the quiet luxury. None of them are watching this. They don't need to. They've never needed a mood board to tell them who they are. Which means everything you've seen about this online, the outfit checklist, the 10 old money habits, is a costume. And a costume can be spotted from across the room by anyone who was never told to wear one. So today I'm not giving you the costume, I'm giving you the operating system underneath it. And more importantly, how to run it on your hardware. Because you cannot and should not copy 300-year-old English state. Need the logic, not the accent. Why everyone gets this wrong. Here's what actually happens when someone tries to become old money. They buy the jumper. They learn the 6 phrases. They sound differently in photos. And for a fortnight it works. Till someone asks them a single unscripted question about tax, property, or how their family actually built anything. And the whole performance collapses in real time. That's because old money was never a look. A look is what's left over after 3 or 4 generations of a specific set of decisions, repeated so consistently that it stopped being decisions and became instinct. We're trying to reverse engineer instincts from a photograph. It doesn't work, and deep down you already know it doesn't. Which is exactly why this trend burns out every 18 months and rebrands itself with a new name. So if the clothes aren't it, what is? Footings, not vibes, mechanisms. Each one is a decision-making rule, not a personality trait, which means each one is learnable regardless of your background, your bank balance today, or your postcodes. The 4 mechanisms. First mechanism, discretion is a risk strategy, not a personality trait. Old money doesn't hide wealth because it's modest. It hides wealth because visibility is a liability. Every display invites 3 things: comparison, resentment, and negotiation leverage against you. Show a landlord your new watch, and your rent negotiation just got harder. Show a business partner your holiday photos, and your next deal just got more expensive. This isn't about humility, it's risk management that dresses manners. Separate yourself and your net worth from a visible world. Let them be 2 completely different numbers. Nobody who matters to your future is deciding to trust you based on what you're wearing. And everybody who is deciding that isn't someone whose trust you need. Second mechanism, they optimize for the decade, not for the month. New money asks, what can I afford right now? Old money asks, what does the decision cost me in 10 years if I'm wrong? That single reframe changes everything downstream. What you buy, what you study, who you associate with, even how you argue. A person optimizing for the month takes a job with a better title. A person optimizing for the decade takes a job with a better mentor. The rule: before any decision above a certain size, ask one question out loud. Does this compound or this just disappear? A car depreciates the second you drive it. A skill, network, a paid-off asset. Those compounds whether you're paying attention or not. Third mechanism: confidence comes from reserves, not from performance. This is the one people misread the most. Old money calm isn't a personality. It's a downstream effect of having a financial and social buffer large enough that no single week can ruin them. When you have runway, you stop needing to perform certainty. You actually have it. Which means if you're broke and actually right now, thinking the calm is not just pointless, it's actively counterproductive because it burns energy you need to for the thing that actually produces calm. Building the buffer. The rule: your goal isn't to look unbothered. It's to build a position where you generally have less to be bothered about. Start absurdly small if you have to. Even 1 month of expenses sitting untouchable. Changes how you negotiate, how you speak in meetings, how you leave bad situations. Reserves buy you the right to say no. That's the entire mechanism behind the calm. Fourth mechanism. Taste is downstream of restraint, not the other way around. The final one, and the one nobody talks about. Old money tastes look simple because most of the options were already removed. Fewer bad things, not because more is vulgar in the abstract, but because every excess item is not a decision, another thing to maintain, not the thing that can go out of date and expose you. The rule: before adding anything to your life, a subscription, a purchase, a commitment, a relationship, ask what you would have to remove to keep the system as clean as it was before. If the answer is nothing, you're probably about to make it worse, not better. How to translate this into your own voice. Here's a part that almost nobody covers. That's the actual reason I wanted to make this video. You're not going to inherit an estate. not going to speak like someone from a boarding school, and frankly, you shouldn't try, because imitation always reads as an imitation to the people who would know the difference between, and it reads as potential to everyone who wouldn't. So the move isn't to copy the surface, it's to run the same full mechanisms through your actual life, your actual industry, your actual starting point. If you're self-employed, scratching means not posting your income online, even though it's tempting, because every number you reveal becomes a number someone else negotiates against. If you owe in your career, decade thinking means choosing the unglamorous role that teaches you something that irreplaceable over the flashy that just plays slightly more this year. If you have no financial cushion yet, reserved thinking doesn't mean waiting until you're rich to feel calm. It means treating the first buffer you build, however small, as sacred. That's your seed capital for everything else on this list. And restraint doesn't mean holding less for the sake of a minimalist aesthetic. It means being ruthless about what earns a place in your life, because you understand that everything you keep also has to be maintained, defended, and eventually replaced. None of that requires generational wealth. It requires a willingness to optimize for a future self who isn't in the room yet, which is uncomfortably the exact opposite of what most of the internet's currently telling you to do. The uncomfortable contrarian take. Here's an uncomfortable bit I'll leave you with. Old money families didn't get calm, discreet, and long-term because they had money. In most cases, the causality runs the other way. The family kept the money for 300 years because someone, generations back, was already calm, discreet, and thinking decades, often before there was any money to protect at all. Which means mindset isn't a route for wealth, it's the precondition for it. You don't need permission, inheritance, or an accent to start running these 4 rules today. You need the decision to stop optimizing for how this week looks and start optimizing for what compounds. If this reframed how you're thinking about money, watch one of our videos from our channel next. I'll go through exactly how to build that first financial buffer from nothing without the vague advice everyone else gives you. And if you disagree with any of the 4 rules, generally I want to hear in the comments, because half of what's useful about this channel comes from the arguments underneath the videos, not just what's in them. I'll see you in the next video. God bless you.